Hello? Okay, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Scary. Wow. Such a
Wow.
professional. Oh my gosh. You make this so easy.
Shh, you know what? You know what? It didn't
Easy and
take me
smooth.
it didn't take me half an hour to manage to actually start. But anyway. Hey, everybody, welcome back. I have a special guest today. Oh, bye. Focus. Cool. Anyway, I have a special guest. My friend Lauren is here.
Hello. Hi. Am I supposed to do something big and grand or something?
No, but I don't know what I was expecting. We're here to rant about the mess that is going to be Superman and Lois. Because goodness gracious, I already hate it. I'm sorry. I hate it already. But like just give me a second before it's like, whoa, like so hateful. Like calm down. Like just let me explain, okay? Because like it's too much already. You know what I mean? And I love Tyler Hoechlin, like King. Like I love him from Teen Wolf.
That man is beautiful. Let me
I
tell
love
you.
him. He's lovely, and I appreciate him. And it's nothing with the cast. Like I don't have any problems with the cast that I know of, but I haven't heard anything bad about him. So I don't know. It's nothing about them. It's just the like production aspect that is, and the CW just being, the CW. That's the garbage part.
I mean, how did they just go, oh my gosh, look, guys, we built this whole crazy Arrowverse. Look, we have all these crossovers. Look, here's Crisis. We're going to put everybody on one Earth. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, but like cool. Even if it's not, the most well done, depending on how you felt about Crisis. Everybody's got a different opinion, but like, okay, great, they're on one Earth. Yay. And then they're like, Arrow's done. Oh, okay, we're going to get rid of this. Supergirl's canceled.
Yes.
Canceled. This is done. And you're just like, what was the point of all this? Like,
yeah.
When did you go, oh my god, let's keep all this together and make the Arrowverse last after Arrow to, okay, never mind, it never happened, no Arrowverse.
I know, and truly, like, one of my YouTube friends, Connor, he was just commenting the same thing on the tweet that I posted earlier today about Superman and Lois, where he was like, he's not excited about anything really after, like, Arrow ended. He was like, I don't really feel like that excited. I'm like, you're right. Like, you're really right. And that sucks because I don't even like Arrow in general. And I was like, oh, Arrow's ending. Like, wow, we can, like, keep the focus on my faves. And then they're just like, actually, no, we're just gonna get rid of everything. And it's like, what? Like, I don't think Legends goes past the next season just because I think that'd be kind of long for honestly, what show has gone past season 6 like on
Arrow?
Besides, Arrow and like Supernatural. But like,
I mean, okay, but what season is the Flash on? Because the Flash already has this upcoming season, which is 7, and they haven't been canceled yet. By the way, we also don't know why Supergirl's been canceled. Maybe Melissa's done playing the role, and she just hasn't said that yet. Like, we don't know like why Supergirl's been canceled technically, or even why Black Lightning was. Other than my assumption is CW's garbage, but that's just me assuming.
Yep.
But,
no, you're right.
Yeah.
But no, Black Lightning was kind of a thing of, I feel like they never were able to get enough of an audience, which sucks because it's really good. Like the quality, I've only seen season 1 and I know that it's a really good show, but I just felt like they couldn't draw the audience because,
racism, and white people are like, oh darn, this isn't about me. Oh man, this is calling me out and I'm uncomfortable.
I can't watch it. Yeah. I just fell behind on it, which sucks. And I should actually finish it, but I just need to finish a million shows and I haven't. But Supergirl, I feel like it's kind of a combination of just like everything going on with the world, and Melissa just popped that baby out. And you know what? Like, it's fine. Like, I get it. Like, she was under contract for 6 seasons. Like, it's, she's not like leaving early. Like, she's not like, oh my gosh, actually, I don't want to do this anymore. Like,
well, they have to film in Vancouver too. That's the thing with the CW is they force everybody, almost not everybody, but almost everybody to film in Vancouver, Canada. It's like, you don't have to do that, but you're doing it.
Supergirl didn't end. It didn't get canceled. It's ending next season, which is, I guess, better instead of going the whole season and them going, actually, that was it. Like, that was...
No. Do you know how, I mean, not even just the regular Supergirl people that watch, like the show, but like the super core stand. You know how much they lose their shit. Saying as someone who really likes that ship a lot too, but like, my God, like you'll be like, are you fucking kidding me if they did it right at the end of a season, which is the shittiest way. So yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's just crazy because yeah, like with all the shows, even Supergirl. So after Arrow ended, right, the only ties left to Arrow and making it the Arrowverse are Flash, Supergirl, and Legends, really. And afterwards, they were like, here's a Justice League. Did nothing with that. Then they said, okay, Sarah is the new leader of the Arrowverse. Right. They did absolutely nothing with that. And they've made no effort to connect the other shows together.
Everybody else in the Justice League that they set up. Like, it's like, oh, great, there's going to be this whole new era, like the table. Look at everybody's spots at the table. And now everyone's just tweeting like, oh, this spot's going to be empty, and this one's going to be empty, and this one's going to be empty. And it's like, Legends, as much as I love Legends to pieces, like, most of those characters don't even have a connection to these shows at this point. They're all original characters.
Right. And that's my point, is that Arrow ended, and the CW had the nerve to be like, okay, but we're going to keep all these shows connected and keep the Arrowverse intact. But they made no effort because the only connections were Flash, Supergirl, and Legends, right? But they never even connected those. The Legends have.
Sort of, but not really now, because it was Ruby Rose's Batwoman, and like we haven't seen anything.
Well, that's a whole other discussion. It's the Batwoman stuff. I feel like
it's true. I know, but like she was the only one to cross over, so it's not like, oh, the other characters know these people. It's like they don't even know each other at all yet. Like, so except maybe that one guy, I don't remember. That one guy in Crisis that was like the friend or something, the buddy helper. Whatever. Point is, it's just been like Stargirl's coming in. First of all, poor Stargirl. I'm so worried for her. I'm still halfway through the season. I haven't even finished the second half of the season, and the show is so good. Like, it's too good for the CW.
And you know what's gonna hurt the most, other than the shitty writing the CW will probably do, I hope they don't, but they probably will, is the effect budget is gonna go down, because Stargirl was HBO Max, and look at that staff just going everywhere and being cool as shit.
Oh, I love
and
the
then
staff.
watch this season, the CW barely uses a staff for some bullshit, and it's gonna look horrible.
Honestly.
And on that note, back to the Supergirl and Superman shit that we're supposed to be talking about. Can you believe the Superman budget? How much? They got more of a budget than Supergirl. Like, I can't remember how much, but they have a bigger budget than Supergirl on effects. I'm like,
that's really embarrassing. That's really embarrassing.
But what's the reason, CW? What the hell is the reason? Please tell me why Superman and Lois Lane gets a bigger budget than Supergirl. Equivalent makes sense. Bigger?
I'm sorry. This is like, wasn't the whole like not theme, what's the word I'm looking for? Like their whole like bit of them explaining the show is like domestic Superman, right? Like he's taking care of his two sons or whatever on his farm or whatever. Like, what do we need the giant budget for?
That was just a Smallville show.
Like, I don't like it. I simply don't like it. I'm telling you, I have this theory that Superman and Lois is gonna mark the official crumbling of the Arrowverse. And I have seen nothing to disprove that yet. And all I've seen emphasizes that point. Because truly, like, I think everything about it is just like leaving a bad taste in people's mouths. Like, who was asking for domestic Superman on his farm? Like, if it was him being like around, I still would have preferred Supergirl, but like
But see, I don't even think that's advertising true, because their new video that came out recently of being like Superman blah blah blah, and he gives this monologue or whatever, and there's terrible visual effects. The monologue's not bad, the visual effects are cringy as hell, but yeah, like he's in his Superman suit and blah blah blah, so like you're right, nobody wants a Superman show where he's just on a farm, and even if they did, that was Smallville years ago. Like, we passed that. They want a Superman show, so he's still gonna be Superman. But it's just like, yeah, like they just said, okay, so this is gonna be the Superverse, but it's not even gonna have Supergirl in it, and we're not gonna acknowledge that she was a thing. Like,
It's
at least keep her history and acknowledge that history.
Yeah,
Because Tyler Hoechlin's character is a part of the Arrowverse.
Yeah, I think that's the worst part, honestly, and how insanely disrespectful that is to Melissa and all of the work that she's been putting in for years for this show. And like, that's the one thing that I think everybody agrees on. Even if you don't like Supergirl, you're like, oh, but Melissa as Supergirl is perfect. Like, absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody loves her. Everybody respects her and respects the work she puts in as Kara. And we're just gonna, like, not acknowledge it at all. That drives me insane. Especially because some people were like, oh, maybe Melissa can pop in as Kara for like a guest appearance once in a while. And I didn't get my hopes up because I'm like, you're gonna make her fly all the way to Vancouver for a guest spot.
And
But, like,
why would she do it if her legacy is gonna be so disrespected?
Yeah.
Like, she can get along with Tyler Hoechlin and the cast and still love them all and want them to do well, but also still realize, hey, this is disrespectful to the work I've done, so I'm not gonna come to the show, but hey, you guys have a job, you're actors, I want you to have a job, do well, kick ass, but I need to do what's right for me. And I mean, the show's had so many problems before this. Like, before this, at the end of last year, there was a writer that came out on Twitter herself and said that she had been fired because she tried to speak out and call people out for, you know, not being updated with like gender appropriate language and being, you know, careful about how you talk about racial issues and stuff. And she was correcting them and they were like, nope. And they just fired her. And I'm like, why would you want to be on that
show?
Wasn't she
the only black writer in the writer's room?
Right. You like, that's another problem. You had one and you thought that's enough or that's great. And you fired her. Like,
it's so bad. It's so bad. Like, everything coming out about the show just seems like a mess, honestly, besides the cast. Like, I haven't heard any problems about the cast, but like everything in terms of the production and like actually setting it up just seems just so gross, honestly, that it just doesn't get me excited at all. Like, the whole show premise in general, I was looking for that word earlier, premise. The whole premise of the show wasn't getting me excited in the first place, but I like Tyler Hoechlin a lot, so I'm like, okay, like maybe I'll try it out, whatever. But all this stuff coming out about it is just so bad, and like it's so, you would think that it's hard for them to like with how they're acting, you would think like, oh, it's so hard to respect the material that this show is spinning off from. It's really not, but they just don't care. They just don't care at all. Like, let's get into the examples from this article. I don't remember what this article's from. I should have looked it up so I can credit the article. Hypeable.com released an article, Is Superman and Lois already erasing Supergirl? And this is what made me do this rant, because was not having. Yeah. So some examples of just them not caring about Supergirl at all are when they did Fandom, right? And they had a panel about Superman and Lois. Supergirl was not mentioned in any way, shape, or form, except for when Tyler Hoechlin brought them up once.
God bless that boy. He's trying.
I love
him.
Really I love him. He's like,
trying.
I stand. I really appreciate him. But like, how? This is a spin-off. I'm sorry. Like, are we gonna this is a
Wait, that's another thing. You're absolutely right. They're treating this like Superman's his own show, but it is a spin-off of Supergirl. No one is calling it that. You're right.
Yes. And it's so weird, and I don't understand, because this next list of like these 3 characters just are they going to a different Earth or something? Is that what's happening? Even still, I still really doesn't make sense.
Are they just pretending Crisis on Infinite Earths never happened?
I mean, you could say that about all of the shows at this point, because
I mean, you know, except Legends, because Legends does what they want.
No,
they time travel, they go everywhere.
But Legends was good, you know why? Because their entire season started after Crisis. So that was all set up. They were like, alright, whatever. But like, Supergirl, didn't hate the first half of season 5. I talked about it on our podcast on Game Night Crew, the TW. I talked about it. I was like, I liked pretty much the whole first half of season 5. I thought it was like, I didn't think it wasn't my favorite season, but I was enjoying it in general. And then Crisis happened, and everything got like blown to bits, essentially, like,
Yeah.
and didn't make any sense, especially all the shows. For some reason, you would think, since these are all spin-offs of each other, that the writers would be like, hey, let's have a consistent, cohesive
That's asking for way too much.
It's so sad. It's so sad that, like, the writers can't agree on what happened with Crisis and how it affects the world, especially now that, Kara and Barry are now on a shared Earth, which is a fun concept, but also such a mess because what happened with everybody else? I actually hate it. The more that I think about them doing Crisis and combining the Earths, the more I hate it, and I think it doesn't make any sense at all. But that's neither here nor there. So the characters of Mercy Graves, who was killed off in season 4 of Supergirl, right?
Yeah.
Mercy Graves is coming back to Superman and Lois somehow.
Why?
Don't know. Also, people think that this man described in the show is going to be a new Lex Luthor, not Jon Cryer, another Lex Luthor.
Why? Again, I ask why.
Okay,
Jon Cryer will do it again. Just ask him.
But then here's another. Get ready for this one. We got strike 3. General Lane. Remember General Lane? Season 1 of the show?
Yeah. The dad of
Supergirl?
Lois Lane. When in season 1 they were gonna make not Lois Lane.
Lucy?
Yes, Lucy. Thank you. When they were gonna, they said CBS, when CBS had it at the end of season 1, they hinted at her coming back. They were gonna make her Superwoman, and we lost that because CW films in Vancouver and she wouldn't go there.
Yep.
Christ.
Lost Callista to that too because I hate it.
Yes, Cat Grant. Oh, don't get me started on Cat Grant.
I know.
You know how much she
But
made that show.
That's 3 characters that are going to be played by completely different people.
Why? If it's the same universe as it's the Supergirl world, right? We haven't been told it's in our Earth. It's a Supergirl universe. It's a spin-off of Supergirl. Therefore, they should be played by the.
You would really think that this is an entire remake on a different channel at this point. And it's not even close. They're literally using multiple characters from Supergirl. Literally, both Superman and Lois are like canon, like in the show, like they're Supergirl characters. So you would like, why are we acting like this is like some like sci-fi channel like remake 15 years in the future? Like,
I just gotta say that my general viewpoint on this entire thing, and on the whole viewpoint that I've been ranting about on Twitter lately of Superman versus Supergirl and all that, because a lot of Superman fans get butthurt when you're like, Supergirl is more powerful, which is canon and comics and everything. So she is more powerful than Superman. She is wiser. She is older. She was raised Kryptonian where he was raised human. Okay. So when you tell Superman stands that, they get really upset and defensive quick. And it's like, no. I want you to understand. Superman is important. Clark Kent is important. I'm not calling him Kal-El because he barely knows his Kryptonian name. He wasn't raised Kryptonian. But, that is his name. But, we know him as Clark. Mm-hmm. Clark is a great hero. He is there for a reason. He is Earth's hero, right? He defends Earth. Earth is his home, which is valid and important and great. Superman's great. Supergirl is the universe's hero, and she is the Kryptonian heir. She should be leading the House of El. She should be the one in charge of that family, not him. He's a part of the family, but he should not be in charge. But again, I just want people to understand Superman is valid. We're not here to bash on Superman. We're here to make people understand that Supergirl is also valid. Kara is also important, and people need to respect her because even beyond this TV show, like CW doesn't care about her, but even beyond that, the shame is that DC, a good majority of the time, acts like they don't care. She had her, I think, 60th anniversary a year or two ago, and DC said nothing. Absolutely nothing. But Wonder Woman has her 80th or something last year, which is great. And they celebrate her, which they should still celebrate Wonder Woman. I'm down for that. Mm-hmm. But they didn't celebrate her 60th anniversary. And this was before COVID, too. So there's no excuse.
Bruh.
How
That's
does this? Why? Can someone tell me why?
It's just like
60 years of an important character like
you
this.
would think
and
they're
don't
doing it on
celebrate her.
purpose. It's so like embarrassing and just like gross and disrespectful that you would think that they're doing it on purpose. Of just like even with like the CW, like how they treat Supergirl, it's just like it's such a like I get it's winding down now. Like okay, sure, but like.
You don't gotta
They don't
bash it
even-
and treat it like shit. God damn.
Yeah, they don't even promote the. Literally, Nicole and Ozzy promote the show more than CW ever will. Period.
You're fucking right.
They just do it, and you know what? I just love them to pieces because they just absolutely try their hardest, and you know what? I love that for them. I don't want to go like into a whole season 5 rant because I already did that. Like, so you should check that out. That podcast on Game Night Crew. But like, I just want to come on here to complain because like, I really think because after this. I talked about this a little in, was it when I watched, I think it was when I was watching Green Arrow and the Canaries because I hate the CW a few days ago. Yep.
Yeah, there's another example of them killing the Arrowverse. You won't even give the lead's daughter a show when it got great reviews and great numbers and everything. When yeah.
But we're gonna keep the 100 prequel alive, even though the fans of the show literally, and I'm not even kidding you, they don't want it. They're like, we don't want to watch another Jason Rothenberg show. And I go, you know what? But they just ignore it. They've been saying that for months. They're like, let Green Arrow and the Canaries have it. And it's not even me being like a delusional fan. Like that's literally what's happening. And they're going, whatever. No, we'll give you the prequel. Don't worry about it. And it's like, why?
That's not what anyone asks for, Jackass.
I know. And it's like, so what's gonna be the new Arrowverse? We have Superman and Lois. Yay. Whoop-de-doo.
Stargirl.
Stargirl. Poor girl. I can't. Legends is on the way out, honestly. I really think. As much as I love
gotta go.
Flash is on the way out. Batwoman.
Oh, Batwoman's in. Okay, so we got.
I literally always forget about Batwoman. I'm sorry.
Dude, Batwoman, Stargirl, Superman, Lois.
And here's this one. Get this one. What the heck is this? They go, we're not going to do Green Arrow and the Canaries, but we are going to do another DC show named Naomi. What the heck is Naomi? You're asking. I don't know, because I never heard of her. Just like I'm assuming pretty much 95% of anyone else watching Arrowverse shows. Yeah. She's supposedly a DC Comics character.
She's a fairly not well known one because I mean, I don't know her, and I read DC Comics, but I mean, that doesn't mean I know everything about DC by any measure. But I think I saw something about that, and I mean, here's the thing: if she is a person of color or something like that, superhero getting her own show, I'm all for it. I'm all for more representation. I'm all for that. However, it doesn't seem very smart to cancel a show that would give you guaranteed good ratings, like Green Arrow Canaries, unless you fucked it up, right?
That's the problem.
And instead do Naomi. Why not do both then? If you want Naomi so bad, and we do want representation, if that's what it is, because I think I read something like that, but I could be very wrong. Then by all means do that, but also keep something that people know, like Green Arrow Canaries.
But also,
you're wiping it clean.
Why would they? Here's the thing that drives me insane about it is that. Why, if you wanted the representation, that's great. We want more representation, so that's lovely. But why would you pick a character that nobody knows? Like, your whole point of it, Arrowverse, like, let's draw people in. More comics, more superheroes, like, cool. What? Nobody knows who that is. That's not gonna draw in names because nobody's going, oh, a Naomi show, that's so cool. Like, nobody knows her. Like, that's not gathering like an audience. Like she's not like there's no build up because nobody knows this character, nobody cares about this character, and it's like
okay, I found an article about it just so you can know. So it's gonna be directed, I don't know, directed or written or both, it's not clear yet, but by Ava DuVernay, who is a fairly decent name. The show will follow a teen girl's journey from her small northwestern town to the heights of the multiverse. when a supernatural event shakes her hometown to the core. Naomi sets out to uncover its origins, and what she discovers will challenge everything we believe about our heroes. It's based off of a comic book series that came out in 2019, written by Brian Michael Bendis and David F. Walker.
No wonder nobody knows her. She's so new. The heck?
Yeah. Which, again, is an interesting choice. Like, I've never seen somebody choose somebody this new and not known, for a show, to lead a show. I mean, I agree with you on that aspect. It's definitely like, what the world?
Yeah. And also, how about this one? Why didn't we try Swamp Thing for season 2?
Swampy Boy!
Crystal Reed.
My boy.
I want Crystal Reed back, please. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen it yet. But, like, where is it? Like, I need to watch it.
Well, see, that's the thing. Swampy Boy is my boy. I've not watched that show yet because I'm afraid of watching it, and then we'll never get a second season, and I'll get hooked, and I'll be heartbroken when it ends on the cliffhanger or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah. Now, the thing about Swampy Boy is he's getting more popular in comics again. Like, they're giving him his own title briefly for a while. So we'll see how that goes. If he gets more interest within the next year or two, then maybe we'll see him more on the, like, there's still supposedly a Justice League Dark show planned for HBO Max, which he would be a part of. But would it be the same actor, same cast? I don't know. They've said they won't even cast Matt Ryan as Constantine, which is ridiculous. The man just wants to play Constantine forever. Let him, please.
What do you mean you won't cast Matt Ryan as
They literally said they're going to recast him and not give it to Matt Ryan.
Why?
Why?
Who? Literally name one person that has a problem with Matt Ryan playing Constantine. Like, why? It's not like it's like, oh man, he's like too old for the part, or like, oh, he's problematic. Like, literally, everybody likes Matt Ryan as Constantine.
And all he wants to do is play Constantine. He'll do it as long as you tell him to, or let him. Just let him.
Gosh, honestly, I feel like HBO Max is really going to be the start of a new unofficial Arrowverse at this point, because so much content is going there now.
I'm here for it, though.
Whatever.
I'm here for it. Because they can do more. They have a better budget to do more with.
Yeah. You know what the one thing that sucks is, though? That's where Guggenheim is now.
Yeah, we're not talking about the rat.
I simply not to acknowledge.
So here's the thing, though. So now that you mention him, so that's what I'm thinking about with the whole Arrowverse stuff with the CW. I'm like, okay, somewhere between Crisis and now, okay? Because when they made Crisis, they fully had the intention of, putting the universe together, having everybody on one planet so they can have the shows go on together for another 2 or 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But somewhere between Crisis airing and now, people have left, people have moved, people have changed decisions, whatever, and they all of a sudden decide to blow all the smithereens and make this new Superman verse. And I'm like, well, Guggenheim left. I don't know what Berlanti's doing, but I think he's doing a lot of HBO Max stuff too now. I wonder if when certain people, whether we like them or not, when certain people started migrating, or they did actually leave the CW stuff, then CW had said, oh, well, they cared about it. Now that they're gone, we're kind of not invested in that anymore. We're going to just...
Honestly, I heard that about Greg Berlanti in general, of like how he makes a million shows and he's really invested and hyped up for the first season, and then he'll make a new show and completely forget about the rest of them. Just keep jumping around to the new shows. And you know what? I don't see anything to disprove that necessarily. But, like, Superman and Lois just seems so absolutely unnecessary and just, like, a cheap cash grab that, honestly, I feel like it wouldn't, or either it won't or it shouldn't make it past season 2, just because I feel like the audience they're trying to gather is, like, okay, Superman, like, oh, we'll get all the Superman nerds involved. Yeah, they'll love that. Okay. First of all... okay, whatever, try and get them. But, like, they're trying to get the nerds onto the show, but also with the premise of domestic CW Superman. And it's like...
Well, and then with the premise of, oh, a CW budget, do you know how many nerds are going to watch it? And
Exactly.
they're going to chew out the effects because, oh yeah, look at what Superman's doing, but also that looks like shit. My boy would look better than that. What the world?
Yeah.
Like,
Between that and Stan Twitter finding out all the problems with the behind the scenes stuff from the show, like they don't want to watch it either. So like who's actually like super excited about the show? Because like I know a few people are. They're like, "Oh, Superman, my boy Superman." Like, okay, I like Superman too, like especially like Hecklin as Superman, like okay, like that's cute, like I stan him. But like this just seems like an absolute mess and honestly a mistake. It just seems like a mistake. I don't know why they started this thing besides trying to get a cash grab at Superman, big name, cool stuff. And it's like they can't find the balance between doing things like that make sense that are also that have like a moderately big name. Like I don't know how to explain this. Like you either have Naomi where nobody knows who the heck she is, and Superman where everybody knows what he is or who he is, but like it doesn't make any sense and it's just like cheap.
well, and
Find
and
the middle.
I think you're so right. And to add insult to injury, like, you know, all their marketing. This is the Superman Lois Lane show, right? And there's an and there. All the marketing is around Superman. I have not seen an inch of marketing around Miss Lois Lane.
Oh, you didn't see them looking at paint samples? You didn't see that?
Nope,
I saw that. You didn't see that picture where they're literally looking at paint samples in their house. I'm so excited for this show. Guys.
Paint samples.
Like,
yeah.
I have no reason to be excited about this show. Especially the only reason I really get excited is if Melissa was like a recurring character on it. And chances are she won't be. Who knows? Like,
honestly, I don't want her to be because again, this show is disrespecting her legacy. And
yes.
No. She should go out with a huge bang on Supergirl and
on Legends.
Yeah, or you know what? And honestly, I want Legends to get one more season after this one. Just one. I want the current season to happen. Then we get one more after it, and all chaos to happen. All bets off the table. I want Nia to go on that. I want Brainy to pop on there.
I was just gonna say, I was like, bring Nia to Legends. I have been trying to like, what's the word? Like advertise it, promote this for like months now. Like bring Nia and Brainy to Legends, and like I don't care. I don't even care what happens. Like with anything in the Arrowverse.
I
like,
support it 100%.
It just Supergirl like was kind of a mess for most of season 5, but it's okay. Like it's okay. I don't want to get my hopes up for season 6.
Except again, that season finale, like with season 5, I was actually quite impressed by that.
Too, yeah.
Like I watched it. That's the first episode of Supergirl I've watched, and God, I don't even know the last episode that I really, liked overall, to be honest, and thought was well done, well written. That episode was actually well done, and it focused on all the women, like all their strongest characters just happen to be women on the show. Brainy's good, and David Harewood does good as Jean, even though David Harewood had some problems on social media, I guess, but I like him as Jean. But like all the women in the room together, and they all got to talk, and everybody worked, and it wasn't just written as like bad cat fighting and stuff.
Barely there.
They were productive. Everybody worked together. Everybody was in character for once. For the first time in I don't know how many
wasn't even supposed to be the finale, and that's why I was especially impressed. Of like, oh dang, like y'all really like put your crumbs together and made this thing. Like,
they did, because like Melissa had to film stuff in her closet, so everybody went, "Oh my god, what's she filming in her closet?" Like,
yeah, I think Kyler did too. She had to do like the ADR in her closet.
So, I mean, I was just and that is the only thing, the only little sliver of hope I have that season 6 can actually be a decent season and end decently, is that they actually had a clue with that finale. That wasn't even a finale somehow. Like,
imagine if season 6 is all just like promo for Superman and Lois. Just imagine.
Why are you trying to infuriate me? I'm on my Cora Zor-El standing nest today. You can't do that to me right now. I can't handle that.
I really feel like they're just trying to throw Supergirl away at this point, and they're like, oh, whatever, who needs her? Like, she's useless. Anyway, Superman, big, new, fresh, gigantic. And it's like, who why? Like,
And why do I care? Again, I have Supergirl right here,
yeah,
and you could have, number one, you could have done so much
already is,
more with her in the first place,
and
and you
like,
already, screwed up.
and people already like Kara. Like, that's the. It's not like people are like, oh, like, we suddenly hate Kara. It's like,
The only
why?
people that hate Kara are the people that yell at her about the Lena and her issues, and
Yeah,
I'm like, that's a
I
whole
have
other
a
issue.
problem
Y'all are
with
ridiculous. We
that.
love Kara. Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
but like, Kara's already an established character that even people that don't watch Supergirl like even like people that only watch like The Flash for instance, they'll be like, oh yeah, I saw Kara in the crossover, she's really cute, like I like her friendship with Barry, like I support her. Like, it's just they're trying to erase her like something bad happened, and it didn't. Like, they're just throwing her away essentially, and like disrespecting the entire foundation of the show, and like all the work everybody put in, all the quality stuff that we got. It's just like they don't care.
Well, and it's crazy because some people might be like, but that's a CW show. Why do they do it to their own show? You seem to forget the CW did not create Supergirl. CBS did, and CBS had it. The CW took it so they could try to capitalize on it with the Arrowverse. That's the only reason they took Supergirl. They did not take Supergirl because they liked Supergirl. They made it sound like they did. They didn't take it because of that. They took it because they wanted to use her to capitalize on creating their Arrowverse. And it worked. And now that they're burning the Arrowverse, they said, we can't capitalize on her anymore. We're throwing her. It's like...
But it's like...
disrespectful.
I feel like just none of these new shows are gathering enough of an audience for the Arrowverse to like survive, if you will. Like,
Stargirl is, but they aren't making enough of an effort.
Stargirl already came out. I mean, like, Superman and Lois,
Right.
like, I don't know. I feel like some people are excited, but I really don't think it's gonna do as big as people think it is. And Naomi, again, who? Like, who is it? Like, I feel like, is that gonna be your new team? Because nobody's gonna care. Like, it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's just marking the end of a slow, sad, like little, what's the word? Just like going out with like nothing. Just like the slow descent into just like patheticness. As if the Arrowverse didn't already have problems. But like,
it's just disappointing, and it's even more disappointing because they really were like, hey, when Arrow ends, the Arrowverse will live on, and they even got us, like, they got me to believe that. And Arrow was not my favorite show, but I did like what it created, some of the stuff created, but they got me to believe that. I was like, okay, they did Crisis, they put the Earth, they just, how? I don't think the CW is interested in creating a verse anymore. I think they just need shows. And they're going back instead of trying to get the bigger audiences like they were before with the Arrow shows. Like Arrow, they had, not just the teeny boppers, but they had older people watching it because it was more dark and broody and grungy, and they did that with some of the Arrow shows. But now they're really just honing in on their teen audience with the Superman and Lois stuff, and oh look, we're gonna be domestic and cute, but also fight crime, pew pew. Like,
even like
Stargirl is teeny boppy, which I like it, but Naomi's a teen. It looks like she's gonna be a teeny boppy. Like, they're really just going back to this.
You know, the Powerpuff Girls reboot they're doing?
Why?
Have Green Arrow and the Canaries. That's all.
You have a easy grab right there. You don't even have to do anything hard. They can do it all, and we will give you all the views and ratings.
It would have been so easy. It would have been so easy. It wasn't even like it was a problem where like Kat McNamara or whatever was like, I don't want to play Mia anymore. Actually, I suddenly hate her.
Was down to do
Everybody wanted to do it.
and the others were like, oh my god, we're gonna put Dinah and Laurel together. We're totally playing it up on purpose. We could have had that. The CW really said, oh my god, we love, embracing diversity and stuff. Oh, but the second we have diversity too long, we throw Black Lightning away. Oh, too much diversity. We want a man back. Throw away Supergirl. Oh my gosh, you want more diversity with 3 female leads? That's too many female leads. Throw away Green Arrow and Canaries.
They literally went, oh, we got a black woman to play the new Batwoman. We don't need Black Lightning anymore.
Yeah,
we already got one.
Yeah, it's like the one black writer in the room. Oh, we got one. We're good. No more hiring. No more looking.
And then they let her go anyway, and they're just like, well, that was something. Anyway, and they just like don't. Gosh, I just hate this network so much. Like, I'm telling you, every show at some point in time, like, they make a really terrible mistake with. Like, every single show they make a bad decision with in terms of just like either production or if they cancel it too early or it goes on for too long or like not promoting it at all. Like, there's always some problem with this network. Everything. Every single show, which is why I am so terrified for Stargirl, because she does not deserve that queen. Like, it's just
and that's the thing. So Stargirl, I was wary about watching it, but one of my siblings is really into the old DC stuff and the old JSA comics. So Skylar was all over it. And they were like, okay, Lauren, you gotta watch with me. And I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. And it was so refreshing in a good way. It felt like it had the vibes of like 90s Buffy, but like, you know, modernized. And it was just, it was solid. And it is solid. And the second it started airing on CW, I was like, oh no, if this does well, it'll stay on, which is good. We'll get more, but also the CW will pick it up.
The quality's gonna dip. Like, you know, the quality's gonna dip on it. And it's such a shame because, you know, like, they really care about that show too. Like, you can just tell, like, the quality, like, the writers care. Where you can tell at some point, like, Supergirl season 5, it was like so many people were just like out of character and things didn't make any sense. Like, they forgot things that happened earlier in the season. Like, which happens with a lot of Arrowverse shows. Like, they just stop caring because they're like, nah, whatever. They're just like going through the motions. And like, Stargirl just felt so fresh because it's like, oh my gosh, like, this, everything feels important, everything makes sense. What a oh my gosh, callbacks from 3 episodes ago. That is crazy.
Well, and you know, it does make a difference to have the person who created Stargirl writing the show, producing it, like, heavily involved, because Jeff Johns is fairly controversial nowadays, you know, because he's done some kind of shady stuff, but the one thing he's gotten right is Stargirl, and that was his creation based on, I believe, his daughter who died when he created Stargirl. And so Stargirl is his baby, and that's the one thing he's gotten right is Stargirl. And he wrote the first episode. I think he wrote a couple more episodes in the first season. But that is a huge person who would care about that show. Like, he created it, and it's based off his daughter. So he's not going to let anybody screw up Stargirl as long as he has his hands on it, you know? And,
you know what, like, what really sucks is that, like, I mean, I don't want it to have to be on the CW for this, but, like, the potential we could have had with, like, Kara and Courtney, like, that would be
crossover. So cute. They'd be such good friends.
I want it so bad. I want it
Kara could be her mentor. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
I know. I want it so bad, but it's just like, just have her pop up on Stargirl, please. Melissa, girl, I know you don't want to come back. I know you don't want to come back. But, like, please.
No, you know who would be good to go back on the show too, other than Kara? Nia. Put Nia on there with her.
Yes, oh my gosh, that'd be cute. And you know what? Like, she's not that much older. That'd be interesting because normally I was like, oh, the Legends dynamic would be cool because Nia's so much younger than the rest of them. Like, and she could be their little baby. Like, that's cute. But like, Nia would be older than Courtney, which is like a totally different thing.
But we'd also understand her because she's still so young. So she'd be able to vibe with Courtney, but also every once in a while, perfect, I'll be like, okay, we have to do this. But like, they could vibe, and like, that's the thing is like, so this. That's the thing about Supergirl too, is Supergirl has one of the best casts.
Yes.
When you look at it, all the actors are good, the characters are good. Like, when the characters are written well and everything, they're all so good. Yeah. And it's just like, can we just have a fun episode with them? That's why I wanted, and still want, well, we won't get it, especially with COVID now, but a Supergirl and Legends crossover, because can you imagine the Supergirl, like, characters just being able to just let loose more and vibe and have fun, but also deal with craziness at the same time like the Legends do? That's a perfect crossover, and those cowards never did it.
I know, it would be phenomenal. Even a Supergirl Legends musical crossover.
Bro, that's asking for too much.
I
am
know,
all for
but
it.
I've
God.
been talking about that for like at least 2 years at this point. I'm just like, this is a joke, right? They haven't done this, and they won't. They won't do it, cowards. But like, they should. But anyway, so yeah, Superman and Lois. Not a fan. Not excited. I'll probably check out the first episode just to see.
See how bad it is.
But like, I'm sorry, I'm just not. I don't like anything about it at this point except for, oh, the cast is nice. By the cast, I mean the 2 people I know from it are nice, and I like them. But like, everything else is just wrong to me. Like, it doesn't feel right. Like, it just seems like a mistake. It seems like it's gonna sour a lot of things for the Arrowverse, and I'm not a fan. So
yeah.
And
the one silver lining in all this, insanity, is after this season of Supergirl, all those poor actors will be released from the CW unless they sign on to something else with them. So good for them.
Oh gosh, I know, but you know what really sucks? And honestly, I think like my least favorite part of this is, even though like Nia is basically like my favorite character at this point, Kyler and Melissa playing sisters is just so
and they are wasting it these last seasons.
I know.
Okay, here's the thing too. Okay, with any show is no matter how bad the writing gets or how crazy the plot gets or how all over the place and disconnected, as long as you can have the baseline dynamic of the show, the heart of the show, as long as you can keep that, the show is still watchable. So a good example is Winona Earp right now. I love Winona Earp. I love the characters. That's the only reason I've kept watching the show, because the plot makes no sense. They've jumped too far too quick in that show. But the characters are so great. And the heart of that show is the sisterhood, another sisterhood show between Winona and her sister Waverly. They keep that. Therefore, even though the plot's a little crazy, it's still watchable because the characters are so well read and the heart of the show is there. Supergirl became unwatchable for me when they lost the heart of the show, which is the relationship between Kara and Alex's sisters. You can't lose that base. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff in this show and mess up as much as you want, whether we like it or not. But if you lose that baseline in the show, it's not truly watchable anymore. You have to get that baseline back. And so the season finale, that's why that surprised me too, is it got that baseline back in there. It got that in there too. Out of all the stuff they did that episode, they got that baseline back in there. And I was like, oh.
You know what? Actually, like, 2 of my favorites from that entire season were easily what is it? Reality Bites, the transphobic episode.
Yeah.
And Alex in Wonderland, which was the one after that, where Alex is in the whole VR thing. Because between the things with Kara and Nia in the first one, and Kara and Alex in the second one, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I signed up for. Like, this is what I want. This is the content, the quality that I want from the show. And they weren't giving it to us for like that entire second half of the season. So hopefully, I'm not going to be excited because it's the CW and I won't get my hopes up ever again for anything that they put out. Yeah. But hopefully they can get back on that track again more in the last season. But yeah, this was supposed to be just about Superman and Lois, and we just kind of did a whole State of the Arrowverse bit, but
it's a mess. Superman and Lois is there's lots of little signs of the Arrowverse dying, but it's the first big just bomb to the Arrowverse right there. And yeah, I think you're right on that.
Right now, in the Canaries not being picked up is another one. Yep. And
that's the second strike.
Like knocked the energy out of a lot of people in terms of the Arrowverse, of just suddenly, like when they finally announced it after a year because they suck. People were like,
do you remember when I told you, like, oh my god, wait, they announced Supergirl is ending after this season, so what if Supergirl's ending, they'll have a spot open, they'll put Green Arrow and the Canaries to fill it because they need a female-led show. And then they were just like, never mind! That's not happening! And I'm like,
yep. Why? They could have done it. They absolutely could have done it, and it wouldn't, like, if you are keeping the 100 prequel alive, like, you have no excuse. If you're not doing any new shows, okay, maybe. But like, no. You're doing multiple new shows that nobody asked for and nobody wants. So you don't have any excuse because this already had an established audience. People have been clamoring for it for over a year now. And you're finally just like, we're not going to give you that one though. There's no reason.
That's all it was. The CW didn't even say anything on their own, like, social media themselves about it. They didn't even retweet an article or anything. I had to find out through Kat's Twitter because she shared the article and said, it's really sad, but I won't be playing Mia anymore. And I was like, the CW can't even say it.
Can you believe that the cast knew since June? And this poor cast had to have everybody keeping their hopes up of people doing these cons going, when is it going to get picked up? And they have to go, I don't know, I hope so. And they already know it's not getting picked up for like half a year. That is so pathetic, CW. But we already knew that because they are.
Yeah.
Anyway, good stuff. But yeah, Arrowverse is a mess. Truly not excited. Honestly, and that really sucks because I feel like I just have almost no connection to the Arrowverse anymore. And I loved the Arrowverse for so many years that it's just like, I just feel like I'm slowly like moving away from the Arrowverse because there's nothing to excite me anymore. After Legends ends, like, what's the point? Like, what? Stargirl, I guess, but like, after
what if they ruined that?
Yeah, I know. Honestly, no, that's exactly it. Like The Flash, I loved The Flash season 1. I heard it got better, so I should pick it back up. But like the beginning of season 4, I stopped watching, and I just didn't care anymore.
Yeah, no. So yeah, Flash season 1 is one of the best seasons, depending on who you are, but it's one of the best. It's a lot of people's favorite. 2 is still good. 3 is less liked, but it's still good. 4 is just too long and too boring with the Thinker. 5, it's like so here's where 3 is, then you have 4, and then you just hit 5, and then you hit 6.
Oh, you didn't like 6. Okay, I know a lot of people that like 6 a lot though, so I don't know.
Yeah, 6 just didn't feel like the Flash show. There were so many people on there that I didn't know who the hell they were, and Barry wasn't even the Flash anymore, so it really wasn't the Flash show even. And I was just like, but that's just me, again, everyone's got their opinions, but yeah, that show needs to end soon, because unless they can get that together, which, again, if they do, great, but yeah, like you said, the CW's just putting little bombs everywhere to get rid of the Arrowverse.
Now, honestly, I am so impressed that Legends, the show that people did not think was going to even get a season 2, is lasting longer than Supergirl at this point, that we know of. Like, unless they cancel it at the end of season 6, like, this show's gonna last longer than Supergirl. Do you know how many people hated this show when it first came out? And they're like, this is never gonna work. Like, are you insane? Like, this show sucks. This show's so boring.
Yeah!
Meanwhile, here we are on the Wave Rider, baby. Let's get it.
Yeah, Legends is a great example. So there are a couple shows out there that have done the same thing Legends has, which is they had a rough first 2 seasons, actually, like 2. 2 or 3, or even just 1, and then they found a way to work through. They found their formula, and then they lasted like at least 7 seasons. So another great example is Parks and Rec. The first season's a train wreck, so don't ever watch that show and just start with season 1. Don't. Literally skip to either 2 or 3. Doesn't matter. 3 is the best. But Parks and Rec, the first season was garbage, but they got picked up again, so they reworked it. The second season was better. Not quite their stride yet, though. Again, similar to Legends. And then season 3, they threw all to the wind. They put in some new characters, took some out, and they found their formula. That is exactly what Legends has done. And it's so, like you said, it's so cool that we have this show about weirdos and outsiders that nobody cares about. But here they are, still going on the Wave Rider.
Honestly, good for them.
Still causing problems.
I support them. And they have made some decisions that I don't love. But you know what? Like, the show's just too good for me to quit. Like, listen, like, I know it's not their fault, but like, we don't have Maisie on there anymore, which is gonna suck.
Well, she left of her own free will.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it wasn't their fault.
And she literally tweeted recently, like, I miss playing Charlie, and I was like,
I know, I saw that. Zari, my OG Zari queen icon.
Don't get me started. I miss OG Zari so much. they gave her back and then took her. Anyways, that's a whole
I
other
know.
discussion. But I just love her.
I know.
love her
You didn't
so
see
much.
my reaction, Lauren. You should have. I wasn't having it, but Zari 2.0
We talked about it.
really, she grew on me quite a bit. Like I still love Zari 2.0. And I'm so glad Tal is still on the show. Thank goodness. But like,
God.
so
bless her.
so you know, they made some decisions that I was like, I mean, I wouldn't make that choice, but like, here I still am getting excited about the show every week. So, you know.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that I think it is incredibly hard to make a show that is good, right? Where you just agree with everything they do. But the best shows aren't the ones where you agree with what everything that happens. The best shows are where even when they do mess up, or even when they do something you don't agree with, right? That they can still pick it back up and make it work, and still keep you wanting to watch it, and not in like a baiting way of any kind of bait, but just like a, okay, well, I didn't like that, but now we've moved on, and hey, we got this stuff again. This is good. Because like, yeah, with Legends season 4, not that great in my opinion. Had some moments, right? But
yeah,
not the great overall. Season 5, oh, that was a present to me. Now, no, everybody doesn't like season 5. But that was a present to me. After season 4, that was a present.
Yeah. I feel like people's favorites are always either like season 3 or season 5. If you like the current show, like if you don't, if you're one of those people that's like, I don't like how it got funny, then like season 1, I guess.
Okay, don't laugh, coward. Bye.
But like season 5 is my favorite, honestly, because it's just so. Even though we didn't have Zari for it, and we didn't have Ray for half the season, or Nora for half the season, but I really liked.
We lost too many people this season.
Almost all the episodes, yeah. Well, I really liked pretty much all the episodes a lot. Honestly, the one where we got trapped on TV is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, of the entire show. Yeah. I absolutely love that episode. So I'm just saying, like, I really liked it. But so
Legends is, knock on wood, if Legends could be the show that lasted the long, like, what if, it won't happen, it will not, but what if Legends lasted 10 seasons? I would be living just to rub down people's faces.
You're right, you're absolutely right. I would support that. But
I'd be like, just so I can say it's the longest lasting Arrowverse show. Heck, it could only have 9 and be the longest running.
Yeah, I would love that, dude. That is so funny. But anyway, yeah, that was that mess of a show that is coming out soon. I guess State of the Arrowverse.
And Lois, but where's Lois? Find out.
Bro, where is Lois, dude? Why? Anyway,
start hashtag on Twitter, where is Lois?
Yeah, literally, where's Wallow? Like, somebody find Lois in the episode.
Is that gonna be the first episode? He has to go find her or something? Yeah. Like, watch that be the plot of the first one. I'm gonna lose it.
But anyway, so that's. Did somebody have a video called State of the Arrowverse? Am I ripping that off from somebody? I feel like I am.
I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I don't know who, so I can't say you are.
If not, I'm gonna try and figure out that name for this episode, or whatever video. But anyway, yeah, thanks for joining me to have someone to riff off of for a good old rant. Love a good old rant. We could
we're the best at rants.
Honestly, we'll sit here for 3 hours and just complain about literally everything. So fun. We're so fun, I swear.
Yes.
But anyway, follow Lauren. She's tweeting a lot about comic stuff at Legends of Mood, right?
Oh my gosh, you remembered! Amazing. Yes, you got it.
Yeah. On Twitter. And like, subscribe, comment on this.
Yes, like and subscribe. Don't be slow like me.
Actually, funny thing, my Batwoman reactions are starting soon. I'm gonna start Batwoman finally.
Oh, so exciting! Wow.
Yeah. My Wonder Woman reaction's coming out soon. Wow. And Julie and the Phantoms. I'm starting Julie and the Phantom.
Oh my god, that's so good, girl. We
You've
gonna
seen
talk
it?
about this later.
Oh my
Yes, we gonna
Okay.
talk about this later.
Well, okay. And anything else I'm doing? I'm doing more K-pop things at some point soon. I'm doing a little catch up because I haven't watched any new stuff for like a year. So I'm doing a little mini series of just like groups I like, catching up on their songs. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it that I'm doing. Anyway,
No filter much.
who knows? So anyway, yeah, like, subscribe, comment, I'll see you for the next video. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, God. What a mess.